I'm okay to continue.
I used to get offended when people thought that I was that character, and now the reality is, it's just like, it's exactly what you just said. It's, if I did my job, they will think I'm that character. I never had luck before Entourage. I didn't have a shred of luck. Meaning that you had no idea who I was, and I was 40 movies into it. You didn't know my name. I won the Fresh Face of the Year award at 40 years old. There was nothing fresh about my face. The Rock's never taken an acting class. Do I sound bitter? Yes, I am. I'm going to unpack that. Lloyd! The best way to find out who I am is to see my stand-up.
You're seasoned, but you still have that attitude of a very young actor where you feel like you have to keep grinding, which is great.
It's either great or tragic. I don't know which.
Hey Yetta, you know how much love and respect I have for you? Girl,
You know,
Why do I feel like I'm your best friend? I just met you.
you're a merging of Oprah and Barbara Walters. There you go.
Joining us at the desk today is Emmy award-winning journalist and anchor. It's Yetta Gibson, everybody.
She would get her glasses out, she's got her pen, she's got the script, right? I go, okay, Mom, test me on this monologue. You ready, Mom? Let's go. Lloyd! Have you had so much squirted in your eyes that you can't see what's right in front of your face? It's pretty good. We're not in the pretty good business. Let's go again.
That is actor, comedian, and producer Jeremy Piven, and you may not know it, but the Golden Globe and Emmy winner tours the country doing stand-up. One of his favorite stops, he tells me, is Phoenix. I sat down with him before one of his shows.
People don't know who I am, and
Not true.
no, you have no idea who I am, and I say that with love because the reality is I don't know who you are. You and I are meeting for the first time.
Yes.
So
I'm Yetta.
Yetta, I love that.
This isn't exactly what I was expecting when meeting Jeremy Piven. I was thinking he'd be more like this.
I will learn how to stop this phone from overtaking my calming CD. Lloyd!
Ari!
But as I learned, that's kind of the point with him.
The reality is, if I do my job and I play the character authentically, however they receive it is not my business. And I used to get offended when people thought that I was that character. If I did my job, they will think I'm that character, so I just have to be okay with that.
Jeremy catapulted into stardom during the mid-2000s. His role as Ari Gold on the HBO series Entourage made him a household name. His portrayal of a neurotic agent earned him a Golden Globe and 3 Emmys. To the public, it may have seemed like an overnight success, but in reality, it really took years and a little luck.
If you've done all your homework,
You execute.
then you hope to get lucky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you've got to work your ass off to get to that moment so that it all looks, the harder you work, the easier it looks.
And you got lucky?
I put myself in a
did the
position
work.
to get
Yeah.
lucky.
Yeah. You
I never had luck before. I never had luck before Entourage. I didn't have a shred of luck. Meaning that you had no idea who I was, and I was 40 movies into it. You didn't know my name. I won the Fresh Face of the Year award at 40 years old. There was nothing fresh about my face. The reason I had luck was because Mark Wahlberg got involved, and he's got a horseshoe stuck up.
Oh.
Because Mark is very lucky. He's the luckiest dude on the planet. He and The Rock. The Rock's never taken an acting class. Do I sound bitter? Yes, I am. I'm a stage actor from Chicago who grew up in the work. I never wanted to be famous. I never knew you could be famous.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Chicago is a hard-working town where people have each other's backs. There's a community, and I just kept going and grinding, and the harder you work, the easier it looks. The best way to find out who I am is to see my stand-up.
1,000 years ago, I did a show called Entourage. Hold for applause. I thought it would last longer.
And here we are, and I'm not just saying this. Ask any stand-up in the game, no matter who they are, whether they're playing stadiums or the Rusty Chuckle Bucket in Des Moines, Iowa. They're gonna say stand-up live is one of the best rooms in the country. It's a fact. Everything affects what you do on stage, and yet you can never blame the audience, no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what, it's your job to get them. But the reality is, this room is so hot that if you don't do well in this room, you should go into roofing. You should retire.
Okay.
You should work on your valet jog and just start giving people something.
Jeremy's latest and what he believes is his most profound work is adequately called The Performance.
We're broke. Give me a couple ideas that can get us back into the palace.
Harold, let it go.
The film is an adaptation of a 2002 short story following a tap dancer who gets the chance of a lifetime, but not everything is as it seems.
My mother, she handed me a short story out of the New Yorker called The Performance, and she said, this is a great role for you. And nothing my mom does is frivolous. It means a lot to me, and it is the best role of my life.
His mother, Joyce Piven, founded the Piven Theater Workshop in Chicago alongside Jeremy's dad. She recently passed away, sadly.
And she handed me the short story that I bought the rights to, and I had my sister adapt it and direct it, and now The Performance is out this year, and it's the best work of my life. And it's a tribute to her. And it's this. Everything I do is a part of my family's legacy.
This movie ended up being a tribute to your mom, and it's not how you started, right?
No, because she gave me the short story, The Performance, 15 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So it took that long to get the movie made, and every year we would try to get the money. It's an indie film. Every year we tried to get the money, and they said no. I just kept tap dancing until the divine timing, and I got good enough to actually pull off the role.
Were you a dancer at all?
No.
So you only learned for this role?
Yeah.
And you're awesome in it, from what I've seen.
Thank you, yeah. I think, and I'm not just saying this, I think if anyone puts their mind to something and stays after it, and does it with consistency, they'll be able to achieve it. But you have to put the work in. It's just not going to get handed to you.
You're seasoned, but you still have that attitude of a very young actor where you feel like you have to keep grinding, even though you've been here for a long time, which is great.
It's either great or tragic. I don't know which. No, seriously, I swear to you. Because I know what you're saying, and I appreciate it. And yeah, I mean, the reality is, I'm not making this up. I was handing out flyers on the street earlier.
Here?
1,000%.
Okay.
I'm 200 years old. I've won 3 straight Emmys, Golden Globes, and I hand out flyers to get people to come to the club.
Wow.
Because that's just a part of my grind. My father, I grew up in the theater. I would see my father on a rotary phone calling people out of the phone book to get them to come in. You want to come to my show?
Come to your show. Is this yours?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You want to can we take a selfie with him?
Oh, you guys know who he is.
I know he's nice.
How do you top the best work of your life? You said this is what this is, so how do you go beyond that?
I absolutely think that it's inevitable that I'll continue to grow, because that's one of the great things about performing. It's like, you look at these athletes, and LeBron is defying all the odds. Tom Brady defied all the odds, but most guys are physically done in the prime of their lives. And the reality is about acting is you get a chance to keep getting better forever.
That's admirable. I mean, I did not expect. No, it's admirable.
Totally tragic.
Everything that I said as Ari Gold, I've said to my mother's face.
Question, did you do acting first and get into comedy, or was it vice versa, or have you been doing both the whole time? Because I never knew you were stand-up.
See, therein lies the problem that I will solve. People come up to me after my stand-up shows and they say, we didn't know you were this funny, which means the world to me, because this is me. This is me on stage, not a character, and it's the way I see the world. It's an incredibly hard art form. And so their sentiment is, this is just what we need, another actor trying to do stand-up.
Right.
The reality is I've been on stage since I was 8 years old, and I've been improvising. I started at Second City with Chris Farley in the 90s, and I've been writing on my feet and doing all this stuff, and all roads lead to stand-up. And in life, we're all going to hear people that doubt us.
Of course.
And we're only human, and so we can get in our own way and believe them and become small and give up. And you asked me earlier, what do I say to people? I say, forget about all of that.
Jeremy's website is jeremypiventour.com to find out where he's going to show up next. He says his tour, quote, never ends.
And after the show ended, it just was just like what just happened? And I remember taking a photo of myself after the concert, and I was just crying my eyes out.
Oh, you gotta watch this. You gotta stick around. An OMG moment any music fan would never forget. Coming up, that Valley teen opens up about having Oasis dedicate a song to her during one of their comeback concerts. We're gonna tell you what she was doing all night that caught the band's attention during the show.
All I want for you is to just speak to us, because you're not alone, Shy.
Oh, what about you, Steve?
Let's talk about you.
Steve, you can't do it all.
Oscar winner Cillian Murphy plays a dedicated but troubled teacher in a brand new Netflix movie. Coming up, the actor is revealing how his own childhood helped shape the movie's character, plus why he says this project is very meaningful to him.
Encore started, and then that's when he was like, young lady, like, what's your name? And I tried to say my name, and when he was like, this song's for you, I lost it.
Okay, come over to your TV, you gotta watch this. This is an experience fans spend a lifetime dreaming about, their favorite band, dedicating a song to them. And for that West Valley teenager and Oasis superfan, that dream came true at a concert that was just a few weeks ago. Check this out.
I can't really hear you, but this next song is for you. She's been in tears all night, this girl. Which I hope is not a review of the
Oh man, she's crying uncontrollably. That girl you see in the video crying a lot. Her name is Kylie. She is a junior in high school, and she waited 12 hours to get to the front row of this September 6th show. This is in Pasadena, California. The concert was part of Oasis's big return to the U.S. after a 16-year hiatus. Remember, they broke up in 2009. Once the show started, Kylie just couldn't stop crying, as you saw there. She spent the whole night singing through her tears.
I was so overwhelmed with like seeing them, and you know, this was like bucket list. It was one of my dreams to see Oasis and go see them live. I grew up with them, and it was just like so surreal hearing the music that I would listen to as like a 5-year-old and seeing it live with my own eyes. And when, you know, I never thought it would happen, it's a lot to take. And I think most people don't want to show that emotion at concerts because they're afraid of getting judged and stuff, but I don't care. And I think that takes a lot of courage for people. They mean so much. It's so hard to put it into words, but I think they mean like most of my life. You know, there's been always hard times in my life, and you know, they've always had music to be there for me, and Oasis was there for me in times that, you know, I didn't think they, you know, I just needed something, and it was Oasis.
Well, she won't forget that. Kylie says her love for the band comes from her parents. She also says she hopes to see the band live again soon and may be back. It may be more laid back the next time. A big maybe, though. It's time now for In the Chat, and this week's Kylie's story, it inspired this question here. Who is the biggest celebrity you've encountered, and how did it go? We got a lot of responses to this one. It was hard to pick two. This person says, I met Paula Abdul at the airport years ago. She was so gracious. She signed 2 beautiful notes to my daughters, telling them to keep singing and keep dancing. And this person responded, I sat across from Mel Brooks and Anne Bancroft at a restaurant. Mr. Brooks leaned in
and said and asked what I ordered for lunch. He asked me how it was. I said it's okay. He responded, I'll be the judge of that. And then he started eating half of that person's lunch. He said it was hilarious. And here's another. We were exiting Disneyland late one rainy night, and Michael Jackson was coming in with Macaulay Culkin. Michael was kind, Michael was gracious, and it was a great memory. Another says Taylor Swift met her by calling KMLE Country when she came out with her first single, and they invited me to go up to her pop-up show at a bar in Phoenix. Okay, last one. I met Yetta in Cottonwood at the bridge of the Verde River. She was great. Well, thank you so much. Thanks a lot, producers, for putting that in. So joining me now to talk about celebrity encounters is someone who's interviewed quite a few famous folks. Peyton is here from the John Jay and Rich Show. Hello.
Hi.
What do you think about those responses?
I love it. I love it when people get positive celebrity experiences, because when you don't get those good ones, it kind of leaves that bad taste in your mouth, and nobody wants that from someone they look up to.
Right, and you know what they say, don't meet your heroes. So you know, we've interviewed and we've profiled the John Jay and Rich Show on this show. And one of the things you said, you have the perfect job because you were once a fan of the guys on the show.
Yeah, it's actually insane. I grew up listening to John Jay and Rich and Kyle as well.
Yeah.
So I get to walk into the studio and I'm like, is this real life?
Yes.
Like those were my celebrities growing up, you know, so being able to sit next to them every day and put on a really great show is always super fun.
So now that you're on the show and you do have access to other celebrities, not just John Jay and Rich and Kyle.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an experience or a moment where you're like, oh, they weren't the way I thought they would be? One of the celebrities that you've interviewed?
Yeah, I have had mostly positive experiences, but I gotta say, I think John Jay may have set me up for failure with this one.
Tell me.
It was one of my very first interviews that I had the opportunity to do, and I was interviewing Charlie Puth.
Okay.
Puth. Charlie Puth.
Charlie Puth. Yeah,
y'all know who I'm talking about.
I know who it is, yes. And what happened?
So John Jay had suggested that I played Puth or Dare. And he was not having it. They cut my interview short. I was like,
was he just not playing?
I was so embarrassed.
He wasn't playing along.
He wasn't having it. Yeah, he wasn't having it. But it's okay because I redeemed myself. I got to interview Shaq a couple months later. He's great. So awesome.
Really quickly, they're wrapping me, but what is your advice to people who have awkward moments like that? What do you do in that moment?
If you see someone that you look up to and you want to go say hi, just go say hi. Like, don't stare. It's a little weird.
Please don't. Yeah, just go say hi.
Go say hi.
Be pleasant. If it's not, you said hi.
Exactly.
All right. Peyton, you're the best.
Thanks,
Thank you so much. And I know you get up early. What time is the show?
We're on 5 to 10 a.m. on 104.7 KISS FM.
Peyton, thank you so much. All right, here's what's coming up.
So they're asking everyone to describe themselves in 3 words.
Okay. Very, very tired.
That is Cillian Murphy in a brand new movie about a dedicated but troubled teacher. Coming up, the Oscar award-winning actor joins us to dish on channeling the character. Plus, Killian tells us how he finds peace in real life. Academy Award-winning actor Cillian Murphy stars in a brand new Netflix film. It's called Steve. The movie is a reimagining of the best-selling novel Shy, and in this film, he portrays a head teacher facing the upcoming closure of the school where he works. This movie is already getting great reviews. Simone caught up with Killian, who dished on his role and his relation to this character.
Congratulations on Steve. I finished watching it and it was amazing. I have to ask, what was your favorite part of working on this film?
Oh, gosh. Well, I don't think a film is really finished until, the audience sees it. So I feel like I'm still working on it, to be honest with you. I really like talking about the work because I really believe in it, It's kind of hard to package it because it's quite complex because it's adapted from a novel. So there's a lot going on. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's very close to me because my parents are retired teachers. So it's quite meaningful for me, the story. I was in a quite mainstream, privileged school. I was very lucky. But, in this school that we're portraying here, it's a school in the 90s for kids that are excluded from mainstream school. So the kids that are kind of struggling. But having said that, I did have a really good teacher, an English teacher, who really unlocked theater and literature and poetry for me. And it had a huge impact. It was very formative on my decisions in life, you know.
I think the relationship between Steve and Shai in particular was such a moving one. All of the boys really at the school, their bond was kind of like a family, a little bit chaotic. They fight, they cause trouble, but they also love each other. Do you have a group of men or boys in your life that you have a similar relationship with?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm the father of 2 boys that, well, they're now 18 and 20, so they're young men, really. You know, I'm very familiar with that energy and how wonderful they can be, but how complex they can be and how different they are from girls. And it's always fascinating to me to see them develop. And Max Porter, who wrote the novel, you know, he's 3 boys of his own, and he's written a trilogy of books about boyhood and, I suppose, masculinity. And being a man, that's the kind of lens you look at the world through, for better or for worse.
In the movie, your character really copes with stress by self-medicating, and he's kind of dealing with all these problems behind the scenes that people don't really realize. What do you do to cope with stress in your life, and how do you handle when things are chaotic?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think exercise is really useful for me. Just getting into your body and just going for a run is very useful to me. Sleeping is very big fan of that. You know, just being with the family, all the kind of obvious ones that we tend to ignore sometimes, I suppose.
Yeah. And your 3 words that Steve used to describe himself, very, very tired. What 3 words does Killian use to describe himself?
Oh, generally?
Yes.
Gosh, I need a writer for that one. Let me get back to you.
I love it. Killian, thank you so much. Just last question, what do you hope people take from this film?
I'm really reluctant to tell people what to think about the film. I think we have all had some sort of education, or of one form or the other. We've all had experiences, good or bad, with teachers. And like you say, we all come from a family of sorts, so hopefully there's something in this for everybody.
There were so many themes that we could all relate to. Thank you so much for the time. Congratulations on the movie. It was excellent. Be sure to check out Steve on Netflix.
We look forward to watching. Simone, thank you. And thank you for joining us for this Arizona's Family original. You can connect with me on Instagram and Facebook. We'll see you again real soon. You don't understand. I only watch Entourage.
Look at my tired face.
For you.
Thank you, a woman of taste. That's taste. Let's go.
Let's go.
Are you gonna take a selfie with him?
Oh, you don't know who he is.
I know.
No, it's shivering because I have a suit on. It usually doesn't go this well. I swear to you.
Wait. My heel's stuck.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Good to see you, man. How are you, man? You want to come see my show this weekend?
That might be awesome.
Yeah, there you go.